Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to the Fortune Eagle Screen Share webinar. My name is Greg Phillips. I'll be your host. We hope everybody had a great and positive week because we all got some really great information. We all know now that our site is back up, it's ready to roll, and people have been coming in left and right. And very shortly, we're going to be getting ready to start this campaign with Fortune Eagles and Fund Me and Feed Me 24. So we are very excited, and more importantly, we're very happy. And Brian, hopefully now, will be able to get some sleep because he's been up with these people almost every night making sure that this thing is right. So, we want to say thank you first and foremost, Brian, for what you've been doing, and and your diligence and staying with this. And because I know I probably would have jumped out of a window, even though I only have a first floor house, so I would have jumped out and got back up. But anyway, what you've done for us, man, we truly appreciate it. And I hope everybody on the call really understands, the work and the dedication that Brian put in to make sure that we got all our glitches out and that we can get this thing up and running because this is our year. This is our chance. This is our opportunity. With that being said, Brian, I'd like to open up the floor so you can explain to us a little bit more about what we're ready to do and how we're going to do it.
All right. Appreciate it. And thanks for those words, man. Sometimes you go through some hard times and bumps and bruises, but, when it comes out on the other end, you feel good that things are finally up and going and people are smiling and having fun and bringing in, the gifts that they're bringing in, and it makes it all worth it. So, when you love what you do, then it's not considered work. It's just something that you got to do. That's all it is. And we'd like to welcome everybody to the 14 Eagles Thursday night webinar call. Glad that you can make it. For those of you that could come, real quickly, just to give a quick update, because we'd like to get the updates out the way and any housekeeping out the way real quick. As you may know, the platform has come back up. We've been up for over a week now. Everything is moving along pretty smoothly so far. People are getting acclimated to the platform itself and how to send and receive gifts, and we're very happy about that. So far, we haven't had any major glitches where we had to take the platform down, so we're keeping our fingers crossed on that aspect of it. And we just encourage people to go out there, show people the platform. Make sure that you come to the 14 Eagles website, community website that you see on the screen right now, which is located at www.14eaglesden.com. Make sure that people see the 14 Eagles video presentation, so they can understand and get a bird's eye view of how the platform actually works. Because then that will help people, get in their minds, visual picture in their mind of how the platform works and how they will be able to send and receive gifts. Also, when you bring people and invite people to the platform, be sure to send them the video, tutorial video of the back office. That tutorial video, and I think it's 3 videos. Those videos will show you how to enroll into 14 Eagles as a free member, and also how to send gifts, which will put you into the platform itself, in the gifting platform, and how to confirm the gifts that you receive. All right, so it goes into somewhat detail on how to do that. It's very simple, not very hard at all. The videos are very short, so it gives you a bird's eye view of how that process works. And we hope that people use those videos to be able to go through that process. Also, just to let you know that when you go to sign up or register for the free membership into the 14 Eagles community. Matter of fact, let me show you on the screen real quick. If you go to the Join 14 Eagles tab in the menu, it's going to take you to the 14 Eagles platform site. And when you go to the 14 Eagles platform site, normally what you would do is you would hit the Join Now button down at the bottom. Well, it's working for some people. If it doesn't work for you when you hit the Join 14 Eagles tab, and let me hit it real quick and see if it'll come up. I just want to point this out to everyone. This is where you would put in the person that's inviting you. You would put in their username, and when you put the username in, you would hit the tab button on your keyboard, and that would take you forward and into the process, and then you would just hit next and keep going through to fill out your application. If this doesn't take you forward and it just spins, then come back out, because some people are having a problem with that. Come back out and hit the member login. And if you hit the member login, it will take you to this page. This is where you would normally log in to your back office. If the person is signing up, just let them hit the sign up button here, and then that will take you to the same sign up portion where you put in the username of the person that's inviting you, and hit the tab button, and then that should take you in. All right. And so just wanted to give you an alternative to that. And also, if something happens with that, then the person that invites you, they can log into their back office, and they can enroll you into the system from their back office. All right. So that's also an option as well. So I just wanted to point that out for people, because we did have some issues with the Join Now button, and I just wanted to show alternative ways to be able to do that. All right, great. All right, so now getting into the crux of the matter here, 14 Eagles. If you're new here, we think that you may learn something new today. If you've been coming here, then you know about what we do here at 14 Eagles. And so what we want to try to do is we want to go over what 14 Eagles is all about. You know, why we're here and why we do what we do. We don't normally go over how the platform works, because we have a video presentation that will show you how that works. And so we try to focus on this webinar more about what 14 Eagles is all about, and what we do, and what our concept is, and why we're here. Because we feel that it's very important to understand the 14 Eagles concept. So we spend a little time going over that. And but before we get into that, the one thing that I always like to go over, and that's for those people that are not familiar with this type of platform, or not familiar with networking per se, as it pertains to what most people have in their minds about a pyramid scheme. All right? And we like to get this up front and out the way real quick, so people won't have come in with any preconceived notions about what our platform is and what it's about. Unfortunately, anytime that you bring people into any activity to where you have to invite people or quote unquote recruit people, then the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds is that, oh yeah, you're talking about one of those pyramid things. And so, and what we found is that most people really don't know what a pyramid scheme really is. And so they just associate a pyramid scheme with any activity where you have to invite people or recruit people. And so we just want to dispel that myth. So those of you that may be new here today and you hear about our platform and that we have a gifting platform, we don't want you to think that it's some type of pyramid scheme because you've heard it, somewhere else. So what we do is we just give you a brief definition of what a pyramid scheme is. You can go on Google and Google pyramid scheme, and it'll give you much more detailed information about a pyramid scheme. And a matter of fact, I hope you do that. Go and check it out. Go and check out the real definition of a pyramid scheme. That way, it will assure you that what we do here is definitely not a pyramid scheme. But to go over just briefly, a pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. And the key word here is investors. The initial promoters recruit investors, who in turn recruit more investors, and so on. The scheme is called a pyramid because at each level, the number of investors increase. So you can see why a lot of people can confuse, these types of activities to a pyramid scheme. But the key word here is investors, because anytime that you have people that invest money, well, the first thing to know is that when you invest money, that means you're looking for some type of return on your money. All right? And so the second thing is, if you go into some type of activity where you're investing your money, and that activity takes the money of the last people that come into the activity and give it to the first people that came into the activity, then that's a true pyramid scheme. All right? Because you're paying out people who came in last to give it to the people who came in first. And you're saying that is a return on your investment. And that's misleading and that's fraudulent. And you can't do that. All right? And so a lot of people try to lump that in to anything to where you have to bring people in or quote unquote recruit. And that's just not so. And so, and most of the time, that is lumped in with your network marketing or multi-level marketing type of ventures. And so, of course, with people lumping it into them, then when we have a gifting platform, then of course they're going to definitely lump a gifting platform into it as well. And so we like to get that out the way, because we have no investors here at 14 Eagles. No one invests any money. That's not what we're about. All right. And so just because we have an activity that we don't have a product, then a lot of people lump that into a pyramid scheme. And that is not the case. So really, if you really want to get the full definition of a pyramid scheme, go and check out on Google, and you can get a real detailed description of what a pyramid scheme is. All right. So now, what we want to do is to give you a real perspective about what 14 Eagles is all about. And if you go to our website, which is located at www.14eaglesden.com, and you look at the welcome that we have on the website, this kind of breaks it down in a snapshot of what 14 Eagles is all about, what our concept is all about. And I really encourage you to read this or bring people to read this so they can get a bird's eye view of what 14 Eagles is about. And I'd like to just go over this real quickly so you can hear it and read it and get the concept of what we do here. 14 Eagles is a platform that provides like-minded people from all walks of life the opportunity to help one another. 14 Eagles is not a business. It's not a corporation. It's not a network marketing organization. Rather, it's a private, invitation-only, global community of people who believe in the principle that by helping others, in that process, we help ourselves. That's the premise of 14 Eagles. As we give, so shall we receive. 14 Eagles commonly uses a unique online gifting platform that allows members to come together for mutual interest, commitment, and prosperity. 14 Eagles has taken a concept that is actually thousands of years old, giving, sharing, and accepting, and merged it with the modern day technology to create a virtual community, a community that has developed its own economy of peer-to-peer giving and sharing, which provides economic stability to become self-sufficient and self-sustaining. 14 Eagles, the 14 Eagles community is a bridge used to move people from a debt-based system formed on selling, buying, and taking to a collaborative-based system formed on giving, sharing, and accepting. The virtual community creates a paradigm shift in consciousness that inspires people to work together and garners love and harmony on a whole new spiritual level. There's a universal law, which is God's law. Whatever you give out into the universe, you will get back in abundance. If you are someone that has a heart for giving and genuinely like helping people, then get with the individual who referred you to the 14 Eagles community and let them know you want to be a part of this growing movement to change the world into the place it was meant to be. To register for 14 Eagles community is free, but to send and receive gifts through the platform, you will need to get a Cash App and OG Pay accounts. Get with the member that invited you to walk you through that process. Now that's 14 Eagles in a nutshell. That's a very succinct and straight to the point about what we do. You know, I've always said that in our real economy, in our real society, we have been led to believe a lot of things that are just not true. And we have been manipulated in such a way that the manipulation has become a normal thing, a normal way of life. And so when you start to see things differently, then it's kind of like the cover is lifted from your eyes when you see what's really going on and how you have been manipulated and how you've been kind of coerced to do things that you really are not supposed to do. And so, you know, one of the things that happens when you find out something that has been done to you that you really didn't know it was being done, when you find out what has been happening to you, the first inclination is to get upset and to get mad. Okay? Because no one likes to be lied to. No one likes to be taken advantage of. And, you know, the system that we live in is set up for people to take advantage of us all the time. And not just people, just unscrupulous people that are in society, but the people that we're supposed to trust and look up to. Those are the ones who really take us for a ride. And so that really makes you very upset. I know when I found out a lot of stuff, it made me angry. And I wanted to go do something to somebody. But trying to take it from that vantage point is very unsuccessful in trying to do something from anger. Okay? So what we've done here at 14 Eagles is that we decided to, hey, look, let's take advantage of technology. Let's take technology and make it a tool that we can use to change things, to change how society is and how it works, and to really go out and really be able to affect a change and really help people. So what we've decided to do is take that technology and create a virtual world, a virtual community. Because with technology now, we can do whatever we want to do in the virtual world. People get on their computers or get on the video games, and they can immerse themselves into a whole new world on video games and become somebody, whoever they want to be. And they can maneuver around in the video game and do whatever they want to do. But it's just a game. Well, we figured, hey, look, we can create our own virtual world, except it won't be a game. It will be something that we can use to help build ourselves up so we can put ourselves in a position to be able to go out into the real world and affect a real change, if you can follow what I'm saying. You know, having this virtual community and being able to do what we want to do, it gives us the power to be who we really are. And that's the key to this whole thing. See, a lot of people think it's the money, which the money is good, but the money is just a tool. You know, it's just a tool. And if we use that tool in the right way and be able to use it the way that we would like to use it, then we can really go out here and get with people that is really hurting out here. People that are homeless, people that are sick, people that are malnourished, that can't eat, don't have food to put on the table, can't pay their bills. That's what this is for. Because why can't we do that in the real world? Because we're handcuffed. There's so many stipulations. But if we create our own world with the virtual community, now we can do what we want to do. You know, it's very difficult in the real economy, in the real society, to really help people. Yeah, there are people out there trying to help people, and they're doing, some are doing a great job at it. But they're really have created a lot of obstacles for people to be able to give, to give the money or give the assistance where it is really needed, because there's always an obstacle, all right? And even when you give money to organizations out here, how do you know where it's going? How do you know that it's actually going for where it's supposed to go to? Because there's so many people out here that are so scrupulous and so mistrustworthy and don't have a lot of integrity. Well, that's why we have the technology that we have, and we use it to benefit us. And so with this virtual world, with this virtual community, we're taking advantage of it. And that's what 14 Eagles is all about. And not only are we doing it here at 14 Eagles, but we've partnered with another company, a company called Fund Me 24/7. And Fund Me 24/7, the reason why we partner with them is because they kind of mirror what we're doing. All right? They've taken the crowdfunding industry and took it to a whole nother level. I don't know, a lot of people have heard of crowdfunding, but they really don't know the aspects of it. Now, they do have heard of the GoFundMe accounts, and there's a couple of other programs out there that help businesses to raise funds for their business or some type of product that someone has invented, and they use that through crowdfunding. And because President Obama, back in 2012, passed a law called the Jobs Act, it actually put crowdfunding on Front Street to make it a legal process where people can raise funds through crowdfunding. Well, Fund Me 24/7 has taken that aspect of it and kind of put it on a whole nother level where the individual person can get involved with crowdfunding now. So whatever project that you may have, you can raise funds through Fund Me 24/7 through crowdfunding. And that's what it's all about, helping people to help themselves. And so because of Fund Me 24/7 doing that, and 14 Eagles creating a platform where people can give to one another in a virtual world or in a virtual community, we've kind of partnered together to be able to become a lethal weapon to get rid of debt, to get rid of poverty, and to help people with any type of project that they may have. So in doing that, now we can really go with some force, all right, with confidence, knowing that we can really create change out here, one person at a time, and we can do it together. I don't know how many times I've heard people say, in complaining about what's going on in the world, where they say, all we got to do is just come together. If we can just come together and work together, we can make a change. All right, well, let's stop talking about it and let's start doing it. because now we have no excuse. We have this platform. We have Fund Me 24/7. We have 14 Eagles. And there are other organizations out there that are trying to do the same thing that we're doing. Okay? They're just doing it in different ways. And we need every kind of way that we need to get this done because people need help. And so with 14 Eagles, we feel like we can do that. And I really challenge people to come to our community website. Come to the website, read our welcome, and go down to the video section of our website. We have a series of videos on our website that will really put you in the frame of mind of what 14 Eagles is all about and what we're trying to accomplish. And if you come and look at these videos, I almost guarantee you it's going to expand your thinking. It's going to expand your consciousness, because that's one of the things that we're trying to affect here. People's consciousness, the way that people think, because we have been dictated to and manipulated for so long that people think that the way things are is a normal thing, and it's not. And so we have to try to change the way people look at things and think about things, and the only way that we can do that is to give them the type of information to make them go and research and think. Think about their situation. Think about what's going on. And think about it and look at it in a different way. So I challenge you to come and look at these videos. There's a series of videos here on the site that will challenge your thinking, that will give you information that you may not have gotten before. And so we want you to come and check that out, because I believe that once you see that, then you'll really get a full view of what 14 Eagles is all about. Okay? Now, it's hard to have a community, even in the virtual world, if you don't have businesses involved. Okay? Because businesses are sort of the backbone of any community, because the businesses provide goods and services that people need in a community. So that's going to be no different here in 14 Eagles. We encourage people to come with their businesses and to show us what they have as far as their goods and services. But here's the difference here's the difference in our community than in the regular society, in the communities that we have in the regular world. In our virtual world, you can bring your business to our 14 Eagles community, and you can advertise your business for free. That's right, for free. We encourage you to come and advertise your business for free, because we understand that to advertise a business anywhere, it costs money. And for most people, it costs a lot of money, money that most businesses don't have. And if they do have a little bit of advertising expense, it's not to where they would like to get it, to where they can get to the masses of people. Well, with ours, you can advertise for free. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing that we want you to do is to help us to build the community. So in order to advertise in our community, we ask you to help build the community that you want to advertise to. Now that's a little different, right? Well, here's the kicker. By advertising to this community, to the 14 Eagles community, and helping to build that community, you also receive gifts and contributions by being a part of the community and advertising. So that's a whole different twist right there. And in some cases, you'll probably receive more by way of gifts and contributions than you will selling your goods and services at some point. So think about that for a minute. Because the people that you're actually advertising to are the same people that's giving you gifts and contributions. Isn't that something? So it's a whole different twist of what we're doing here. And I don't believe it's being done anywhere else. And so we're unique in that way. And one of our mottos is, if you see here right on the site, give from the heart, share the love, and accept your blessings. Because, see, we're all about giving here at 14 Eagles and Fund Me 24/7. It's all about giving. Because if you give, then you're going to get back in abundance. And that's the main concept here. So we encourage you to come and check us out. Now, what I want to do real quick is I want to bring someone up here. Let me see if he's here. Okay. I want to bring Dwayne Ferguson up. He's kind of instrumental in working with the businesses that come involved with the 14 Eagles community. And I wanted to give him an opportunity to be able to speak about the 14 Eagles business community that we're trying to build here, because we think that the business community can really help the community grow. Dwayne, are you open?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. If you will, just kind of go over the concept of businesses getting involved in the 14 Eagles community and how it can benefit the community and the businesses.
Okay, great. First of all, greetings to everybody. Brian kind of went through the bulk of it, but the gist of it, rule of thumb, is you just join a community, become part of our community. You can do that for as little as $16. We actually have a second tier entry, which is the community-based one, which is at $47 one time out of pocket. That'll get you 90 days. That'll get you 90 days right off the bat to advertise your business. And that's going to take place throughout the time of which we actually start our campaign. So for those who actually join on now, you're actually getting extra time in. But at $16 one time out of pocket, you get 60 days where you actually advertise on the carousel, as you see there, as the ads are starting to change from one to another, so you'll actually be part of that. In addition to, during that period, as the community continues to grow, you're now eligible to start receiving contributions. So it's a win-win situation to not only advertise and share your goods and services with prospective buyers, but at the same time, now you're actually receiving potential contributions as that continues to happen. And also an opportunity to even have associates for those that actually become part of your particular business, if that's something that an option that you actually have. So it's something we actually have. It's available to you. If you're in business, you need to take full advantage of that. If not, it's there whenever you decide to get that going. But it's just a great opportunity. It's a nice way of getting things started with your business. If you're new in business, if you've been in business for a while, you can still utilize that component. You don't have to change anything or change from anything else that you're doing. But it is a way of which you can actually maximize that, because we're going to have a lot of views hitting this site, starting the campaign itself. We've had some challenges with the site registration, so we want to make sure all the bugs are out. So those who are actually advertising right now are utilizing that service super free, because that doesn't even start the clock, the 60-day clock or the 90-day clock. But again, one time out of pocket for the low cost of either $16 or $47, you get to advertise your business, whether it's for 60 days or 90 days.
Now the thing I want to mention here, the $16 is not really a cost, because actually the $16 makes you active in both the Feed Me and the 14 Eagles activities, because those are actual contributions that you're giving to other people to help other people, which putting you in a position to be able to receive gifts and contributions yourself.
Correct.
So so I don't want you to really think that it's a cost that you're involved here, because there is no cost. Because by you getting involved and bringing your business to the community, you're actually helping somebody while you're getting involved, and you're being able to advertise your business, as well as being able to put yourself in a position to receive gifts and contributions. So I don't think too many people are out there doing that. Now, Dwayne, what is the ultimate goal that we're trying to reach by bringing the businesses in? The ultimate goal.
I'm sorry, you said our ultimate goal of bringing...
the ultimate goal. So when we get so many businesses in, what if we get like 1,000 businesses in?
It'd be a pretty nice situation there, because as that happens, and that's all part of your community, that's going to have a profound effect on your bottom line. Because again, what we're utilizing the whole concept of drawing businesses in, which is many of which are functioning by way of a capitalistic process, but by coming on board, we now create more of a community. So it's contributions. So now you have a situation where businesses now can create platforms where they can do things in their community, their respective community, whether it's immediate community, virtual community, what have you. And now they could be more of a servant in service of helping their community to expand, and whatever the cause may be, just
Right.
by virtue of actually drawing that the attention to their business as people are coming on board.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's what it is that you were looking for, Brian, for something else that you can add to it.
Well, yeah, because one thing I was looking at as well is that if we have businesses all over the country, we can
network.
basically create a directory.
Correct. Okay.
To where
Yeah,
because we're looking for all types of businesses, brick and mortar businesses, restaurants, even if you have a lawn service, it doesn't matter what the business is. A lot of people think that this is for the network marketers or or MLMers, but this is for everybody, every business, especially grassroots, small mom and pop shops. We want to bring all of them in because all of them need help in some way or another by way of getting funds for their business. But at the same time, they get to advertise their business. And if we have a big directory of businesses, then and our community is growing, now if there's a restaurant in one of our directories, then quite naturally, if you're part of the 14 Eagles community and let's say you're in Georgia, and you want to go to a restaurant, well, the first place to go is to look in your directory on the 14 Eagles community to see if there's a restaurant in your area that's a part of the 14 Eagles community. And you can go and visit that restaurant or go and visit that cleaners if you want to get your clothes clean. Okay?
Right.
Or if you want to get your lawn cut, go to that lawn service in your area through the 14 Eagles community. So this is one of the ultimate things that we want to try to do with the businesses. All right?
Yeah, it creates more of an association of the entire community.
Exactly. So we just, doing that in a whole different way, okay? Because there's a lot of services out there that do that, but not in that kind of way. Not in the way that we want to try to do it in the virtual community. All right, great. Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate it, man.
You're very welcome.
Now, the next thing I want to do real quick is I was telling you about Fund Me 24/7, and the person that facilitates Fund Me 24/7 is a guy named Mark Stevens. I've been knowing him for a long time, and we've really looked at this thing. And when he had Fund Me 24/7, and I mentioned 14 Eagles, it was just a natural thing to do. It was just so natural. And so for us to come together and work together, especially as we create this campaign. And I want to try to bring him up. For some reason, I can't unlock. Mark, hold on, let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Okay, let's try it this way. Okay, let's see if we can open them up.
I'm here.
Okay, Mark. Yeah, okay, I can hear you. Yeah, okay, Mark, can you just kind of go over Fund Me? I know I said a little bit about Fund Me 24/7, but can you go over a little bit about Fund Me 24/7 and how we're coming together with 14 Eagles?
Gladly. Peace and blessings, everyone. As you said, you pretty much covered it, and it was designed to wipe poverty out of the world, one by one, group by group. And again, when you combine both platforms, not only one of the greatest things that we love about 14 Eagles is the fact that the information that's given out You know, as you said, it's not necessarily about the money, but what you can learn, because you know, knowledge is powerful, the use of it. But you have to know what it is. You have to know the things that affect you in your life. Because, you know, what we say here at Fund Me 24/7 is that there's a difference in being broke and being poor. Being broke is a temporary economic situation. That means it can be changed. But being poor is a disabling frame of mind and a distressed condition of the spirit. So we must vow never ever to be poor again. And one of the reasons that a lot of people are poor is because they lack the knowledge of how to get out of the situation that they're in. But if they come to the 14 Eagle platform, you know, every Thursday at 8:30, they can learn what they need to learn to help them out of their situation. And then in addition to that, they can receive the blessings that come along with it. And when you combine that with the Fund Me 24/7 platform, where you can have any project that you want to take care of or create or do that's legal, moral, and ethical, and you will be able to fund it through our crowdfunding base. So when you put the two together, as you said, there's a lethal combination, and there's nothing on the planet like it. I haven't seen it yet. I even been searching. Now, some people copy some of the things that we do, but without the right technology and whatever, they can't run the system. And we have a system together that we can run that's able to affect the community. And the bottom line also is building the community. And Brian, as you taught me years ago, that when money circulates in a community 7 times, that community becomes free. And that's what everyone is looking for. They're looking for freedom. Freedom to take care of their families, freedoms to do what they want to do, and spend time with their families, and also educate their families. So with the two platforms, you have everything that you need right here. Peace and blessings.
Outstanding. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. And, you know, it is so true. You know, we can do so much with these platforms. And I think this is one of the things that a lot of people miss, because we're dealing with crowdfunding. And you know, the crowdfunding is kind of new to some people. You know, they're used to MLM and network marketing, but they really haven't put it into the crowdfunding aspect of it, or perspective. And so when you look at what we're doing here with 14 Eagles and Fund Me, Fund Me has 3 different platforms. It has Feed Me, the Fund Me plan, and the Infinity plan. And then we have 14 Eagles, our gifting platform. So if we build a community together as one community, and we have 4 different platforms that we can receive gifts and contributions, then you have one community, one crowd, where you can receive gifts and contributions from 4 different platforms, which in the business world you would say multiple streams of income. All right? And it's all in the same place from the same people. Now that's powerful. And a lot of people don't look at it that way. And the other thing is, you don't have to have a whole lot of product stored up anywhere. You know, you don't have to have all these different services that you have to render. No, these are just people helping each other on 4 different platforms. All right? So it's a powerful thing if you really study it and really look at it. All right? So I tell you, anything that you do is a numbers game, right? And so what we try to tell people is that, hey, look, you can't do this by yourself. You can't do anything by yourself. All right? If you're going to go and be a lone ranger, then you're going to be very lonely. You're going to be very broke, and it's not going to be any fun just by yourself. So we're trying to encourage people, look, we want to keep it simple. We're not asking people to go out here and try to get the world by themselves, because it just can't be done. Okay? But we do know that most people can get a couple of people. It's a numbers game. And you can just keep it small, but keep it consistent, right? One thing I like to point out, and I don't know if you've ever looked at it this way. I went over this before, but I want to go over it again. Hopefully it'll resonate with some people, because numbers, a lot of times people overlook it, the power of small numbers. Now, and I'm going to have to get some slides for this comparison, but if you take a look at, if you had a box that had $1 million in it to your left, and I said, at the end of 30 days, you can have this box with $1 million in it, and it's yours. No questions asked. But you have to wait 30 days in order to get it. Or I can have a penny on my right, and from that penny, every day for the next 30 days, I will double that penny every day for the next 30 days. So in other words, every day the penny will double. 1 penny today, tomorrow you'll get 2 more pennies, the next day you'll get 4 more pennies, and so on and so forth for 30 days. And if you go out here and you give a person that choice after 30 days, which choice do you think they would take? Now, quite naturally, most people is going to take the $1 million right off the bat. Give me the $1 million, because that's what they've been trained to do. But if you take that penny and you double it for 30 days, every day, just doubling the doubling effect every day from a penny, after 30 days, you would end up with $5.3 million. So now, getting that information and putting it up against the $1 million box after 30 days, now what would you do? Quite naturally, take the penny over a 30-day period, right? Because now you have enough information to make a proper decision. Well, this is all we're saying here in our virtual community, okay? Small numbers can grow exponentially. So look at this for a minute. If you can bring 2 people who can bring 2 people for the next 14 days, that's all we're talking about. 2 people for the next 14 days. We're not talking about a long time. 14 days. Just 2 people who can get with the concept of what we're doing here at 14 Eagles. You get 2 people. The next day, they go and get 2 people, which is 4. And then those people go get 2 people, which is 8. And we do that for the next 14 days. Nobody getting more than 2. What would that turn into in a 14-day period? Just 2 weeks. What would that be? Can you take a wild guess? Just think about it in your mind for a second. Now watch this. Just in 2 weeks, that would turn into 32,000 people. Over 32, almost 33,000 people. 32,766 people in 2 weeks. That's almost mind-blowing. On everybody just getting 2 people. See, we're taking something that's very simple, and sometimes we make it hard. Just simply getting 2 people. Now, if you take that aspect of it, and you take that, and you just put that into the 14 Eagles concept, the 14 Eagles platform, that's $49,000 from a $2 gift. That's generating $49,000 from a $2 gift. Okay, and we're only talking about the first level cycle in 14 Eagles. Now, what if you put that in Fund Me 24/7 in the Fund Me plan with a $12.50 on the silver tier? That's $273,000 in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. just by building a crowd of everyone getting 2 people. 2 people. Now, if you combine that, you're talking about over $300,000. If you generated 2 people getting 2 people every day for 2 weeks. That is mind-blowing. But to keep it real, that's not going to happen, right? Because everybody's not going to do that. For whatever reason, people will find a way not to get 2 people today. And the next day, those people will find a way not to get 2 people, and so on and so forth. So, okay, let's be more realistic about it. Let's say, what if it took you 2 years to get that done? Would it be worth it to bring that kind of money to your family? $322,000 in 2 years. Because most people can't do that on their jobs in 2 years, right? Okay, let's make it even more realistic. What if it took you 5 years to generate that? Would it be worth it? This is what we're looking at. Keeping it simple. Something that people know that they can do. 2 people who can get 2 people. That's what it's all about. Building a community. Because see, if we build the community, guess what? The money will come. The money will come. And that's what we want to show here at 14 Eagles. And not only will the money come, but now in the process of doing that, in the process of giving to others and sharing with others, guess what? Now our whole mentality has changed. Our whole consciousness has changed. And now we're going out here in the real world and we're affecting a positive change. We're helping people. We're helping people get homes. We're helping people to put food on their table. Right? I hope this makes sense to you. All right? Because we are the change. And it starts with us doing whatever we need to do to get it done. See, we can work. We don't need the government or corporations to tell us what to do or to dictate to us what we need to do. No, we can do that ourselves. And that's what this platform is all about. That's what this virtual community is all about. So I hope that makes sense to you. So look, come to the 14 Eagles website. Check us out. Okay? Look at the 14 Eagles video presentation. Look at Fund Me 24/7 video presentation. Feed Me video presentation. 95% of what you want to know about the 14 Eagles community and platform is right here on this site. We encourage you to check it out and get with somebody that brought you to this call and get with them and let them know, hey, look, I want to be a part of this community because I believe we can do some good here. And so last but not least, I want to bring up my partner, Greg Phillips. He's the guy who really inspired me to really carry on this concept, okay, this 14 Eagles platform. And without him, I could have never kept this going. And we're getting ready to start a campaign. You know, little do people know that 14 Eagles has actually been around for almost 10 years this year. And we've done a lot of good for people. But we're trying to take it to a whole nother level now. So we're getting ready to start a campaign of all the old members that have come through 14 Eagles that have come and gone. And we're reaching out to those people. We have over a 30,000 database that we're getting ready to reach out to. And we need people, we need some help to bring those people back into the fold and to help those people so they can go out and help people. And so, Greg, I want to bring you up real quick and give you the last words, my brother.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, Brian. Everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, good. Thank you. I just want to say thank you again, Mark and Dwayne, for the information that you give. And really, I'm going to make it real short today because one of the reasons why I love to keep coming back to these calls every Thursday night is what it makes me realize is that how powerful this platform is. And you hear it over and over and over. Sometimes you can't, you just have to stop and imagine what this can be. And most people don't stop to do that. This thing is huge. You have in front of you right now something very, very powerful, if you believe it in your heart to become very, very powerful. And that's what we want you guys to understand. Everything is basically laid out in front of you. All we have to do is each one teach one and show them the Fortune Eagles platform and let them decide for themselves if this is right for them. Because when I think about how powerful what we're offering our friends and family, with businesses, and I mean, that alone is just so amazing to me, to be able to have a business, show people, the Fortune Eagles platform and the Fund Me and the Feed Me 24/7 platforms, and be able to continuously build with your clientele that you already have. It's just a no-brainer. And I get more and more excited every time I come to these calls every Thursday, and that's why we stress that bring somebody with you. Let them hear these calls. We record these calls so that your friends and family, if they can miss it, you can give it to them. Make sure you become part of our email database. Right, and that's at the very bottom of the page. You just put in your email address, and then this right here you can receive our videos of the week, which is where a lot of the information comes from, and you'll also be able to have the recorded calls so that you can give it to your friends and family. So that's all I really want to say tonight, Brian. I know you like to, we like to shut off the recording right now. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that there? But again, we really want to stress. Please bring your friends and family to this call. Let them hear it for themselves. Let them decide if this makes sense to them. Thank you.
All right. Great job.